temptations, frustrations make you feel it's a waste of time. I believe we're just passing through. I'm never gonna be here again. You've gotta make the most of every day and live your life while you can. Oh, it don't get much better than this. Simple pleasures we sometimes miss. The comfort of a friend when you're feeling down. Don't get much better than this. It don't get much better than this. Everybody could make their own list. A good old amp and a nice guitar. Don't get much better than this. Well, you can keep your games and your fantasies. They never meant that much to me. To save the future, we must face the past. Try to make a good thing last. Yes, don't get much better than this. Everybody can make their own list. May not be cool, but it sure feels right. Don't get much better. Don't get much better. Oh, don't get much better than this. When I feel I can't go on, I need to know that I belong. When everything right seems wrong, you carry me. When the road ahead is tough, and I'm so close to giving up, but I fall into your arms and you carry me. You watch over me every step I take, every breath I make. I believe you watch over me every step I take, every breath I make. I believe. Oh, I give all I am to you, and I trust you'll see me through. Deep down I know you've loved me from the start, and if all the world around me was to fall apart, I'd always have you, the king of my heart. You made all the flowers grow. You're the footprints in the snow when my strength has gone. You are the melody of every glorious song. You watch over me every step I take, every breath I make. I believe you watch over me every step I take, every breath I make. I believe. Oh, I give all I am to you, and I trust you'll see me through. Deep down I know you loved me from the start. When I was lost, you found me, wrapped your loving arms Swing, 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 swing. Just swing, 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 swing. Why don't you swing down, cherry, stop and let me ride? Swing down, cherry, stop and let me ride. Rock me, Lord, calm and easy. I've got a home on the other side. Swing, 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 well, Ezekiel went down in the middle of the field. He saw an angel working on a chariot wheel. He wasn't so particular about the chariot wheel. He just wanted to see how a chariot feels. Why don't you swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride? Why don't you swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride? Rock me, Lord, calm and easy. I got a home on the other side. Swing, 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 swing. Well, Ezekiel went down and he got on board. The chariot went a-bumping on right down the road. Now Ezekiel wasn't so particular about the bumping on the road. He just wanted to lay down his heavy load. Why don't you swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride? But don't you swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride? Rock me, Lord, calm and easy. I got a home. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. We're all in the mood for a melody. I hope you are in the mood for a melody, ladies and gentlemen. We've got you feeling all over the country, please. All right, thank you very much. It's 8 o'clock on a Sunday. Regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man, he's sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. He said, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. We're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. Now John at the bar, he's a friend of mine. He gets my drinks for free, ha-ha! And he's quick with a joke, or he'll light up your smoke, but there's some place that he'd rather be. Oh, he said, I believe this is killing me. As a smile ran away from his face. Oh, I know I could be a big movie star if I could get out of this place. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody,
I hope you are, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got you feeling all right. It's a pretty good crowd for Sunday. Well, it is, isn't it? It's a pretty good crowd for Sunday,
Yep.
Susan Ann.
All
How are
looking
you,
forward to
girl?
it.
How you doing tonight?
All right, thank you. All right, thank you. Hello, everyone. And I hope those of you who've been a bit worried about not getting onto Facebook have managed to do it tonight, because I've added you to my... What are you doing?
Oh, my arm's gone to sleep, love. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've got bits falling off. I walk around with a carrier bag now, just in case everything drops
To
off.
collect them and take them
I've
home
got to
with
take
you.
an inventory of myself in the morning just to check it's all there in the evening. I have no idea what's going on. In other news, I don't know whether you knew.
Oh, now what?
No. Seriously, this is a serious thing. You are a celebrant, a funeral, so it should concern you.
It should interest me.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Tupperware was being buried. No, there's been a problem.
Been a
Mr. Tupperware
problem.
was being buried.
Okay.
They had a delay. You know why? Because they
You
couldn't find the lid.
Bum,
Thank
bum.
you very much. There's another one. I don't know whether you knew
Oh
that
dear,
there
that's your
was a
first
fire.
signal.
A fire in the Temu factory. You know those cheap goods stuff that you can buy online, those Chinese stuff, yeah? Yeah, I'm often on there looking at it, scanning it, yeah. Yeah, terrible. The terrible fire destroyed literally tens of pounds worth of stuff. You know, there were at least 50,000 items, totaling £16. And all of that was destroyed completely. And so that's very sad for all of you, those of you who've been waiting for at least 13 weeks for delivery. Sue, have you had a good week, though?
Yes, I've had a busy week. A couple of funerals last week and some visits. But yes, all went well, which was lovely. Yes. Happy people, as it were.
I've been indisposed. I'm sorry we
You've
couldn't
not
do
been
last
very
week.
well.
I've not
Yes,
been well
well,
at
the
all.
first, I had a very, can I say, I know he lost his voice and a couple of weeks ago and couldn't sing. And then this week was very quiet for me because actually he went away for 3 days. So it was very quiet.
She laughed. Set off down to the southwest. I traversed. And actually, I was blocked in there because it was flooded. I don't know whether you saw in the weather, in the news. But Bovey Tracy, where I went to stay with Paul Field, who wrote God of the Moon and Stars, Go Peaceful, so many of the songs that I sing. I'm going to sing a couple of them tonight, for one of them specifically for him. We sat writing, and we had a lot of fun. I'm going to sing you the song that one of the
All
two
very
songs.
exciting.
And we'll sing the other one next week or the week after, whatever it is. I think the week after. So I will give you a little taster of that later on. But we got stuck there because it was all flooded. And Sue was thinking, maybe this could be a whole week. Wouldn't it be fantastic?
Anyway, it was just as well it wasn't, because the day that you came home, he rang me in the morning and said,
I think I've got a UTI.
I think I've got a UTI.
And so it started. Sorry?
TMI.
TMI, yes, it was. And that was very uncomfortable driving all the way back. I drove very quickly, as you can imagine, and then got some antibiotics. But I've been in bed since then, and I got up today. So today was really the first proper day I've been up since Thursday. So Simon,
it's been very
who's sitting over here,
quiet.
say hello, Simon.
Hang on.
Sorry. Dr. Simon Vibert. He's sitting in. I should give you full Reverend Doctor. What was it, Doctor Reverend? It's Reverend Doctor, usually, isn't it?
Reverend Doctor.
Reverend Doctor Simon Vibert. Big round of applause, please. Here he's coming in the room, and it's his first visit, and we hope it's not going to be his last. Formidable man, formidable brain, and yet a very nice guy. We've been friends for, I don't know, an awfully long time now.
Quite a long time.
Yeah,
great to be with you both again.
Remind you of when I first met you later on. But
I don't remember that myself. So,
you don't?
Yeah.
What?
Wimbledon.
You don't remember
in
meeting
Wimbledon.
Jonathan?
Well, I do.
There we
That
go.
is in course indelibly imprinted on my mind. I just don't quite remember where.
Shocking
first
it was.
time.
It must have been.
Yeah.
I was young. I had hair and everything, didn't I? Yes.
Threw me off.
Ish, yes, it threw. You don't remember, you see. You don't remember the younger me. And so we've got Simon in here too, and it's very exciting actually. So stick around. We're going to sing some songs for you guys, and then you got a great story to tell, haven't you, with this book?
I'd love to tell you the story, yes. I mean, which author would not like to tell you all about their own book? Not that modest, you know.
Yeah, but it's one of the pivotal books in church history.
Well, of course.
You know,
yeah.
one could say that
Yeah.
it was the fulcrum around which nearly the whole
Yeah.
of Christianity and the whole of the world was formed.
That's what reviewers are saying.
Yeah, it is actually, and I think the reviews have been stunning for the book. I've read the reviews and done some due diligence on this, so that I'd like to be a worthy adversary when we're talking and discussing and hopefully arguing about a few points, maybe.
That would be
you know,
fun.
and if you've got any questions that arise and that you've always wanted to ask about Exodus, you know, can you tell me what colour cloak the Pharaoh was wearing on the Tuesday just before he let the people go?
That's page 86.
Page 86. You'll find it all there. In the book called Exodus by our fabulous guest tonight, Dr. Simon Vibert, known to his friends as Si, the tennis player. I've been to Wentworth with him, and oh my goodness, they literally doff the cap as he passes by. I thought it was to me, but it was to him. You know, but fantastic! What a lovely afternoon that
was fun.
It was fun, wasn't it? Just going up there and seeing how the other half live. I must become a vicar. I must become a vicar and get a church right near Virginia Water. That's the key.
Yeah.
So whenever you're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to move. Where were we, Sue? I think
Finishing off
it's a
Piano
pretty good
Man.
crowd for a Sunday. This can go on for days.
And often
The
does.
manager, he gives me a smile. She gives me a smile. It's been a while. Gosh, that's not quite real, is it? Because she knows it's me.
I know.
They've been coming
I
to
know
see
it's you. I know it's you.
to forget about life for a while. Oh, and the piano, it sounds like a carnival, and the microphone, it smells like a beer, and they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, man, what are you doing here? La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. And you know what? You're welcome to another JV Live from the Steinway room. I think it's about 184. Simon was asking when we started. We started April the 4th, I think it was.
Fifth.
In 2020, the night of the announcement of
Well,
COVID.
it was the night that the Queen spoke to the nation. It wasn't the announcement. It was when the Queen addressed
She
the nation.
addressed the nation. The Queen addressed the nation.
And then after that, we came on your screens.
Yeah, we came on the screens, and it was for many of you. Remember, many of you have been there since that time, and I think it was many of you have been faithful members of the community
Yes.
and have come along and been on away days. You've seen us in concerts all around the country. We had a lovely time at the Methodists in Chippenham.
Oh, didn't we have fun?
I know, no drinks,
Oh,
but
that
there
was
were.
that was a great time.
But it was a wonderful time,
that was.
actually, and it really was. Packed out
Yes,
church.
it was.
And it was so lovely to see multi-generational
Yeah, it was wonderful. We had a
people
wonderful
responding to
time.
God.
Yeah,
Actually, that was what was fantastic.
yeah.
And I think it's important to say that when you come to my shows, it's not just, this is not it is an entertainment show. I'm an entertainer. That's what I do. But in the middle of the entertaining, my faith journey, and it's become, I think, more urgent for me. I felt watching Pawson today, David Pawson, again, I felt something he said, which was that as the time, there were so many things he wanted to get done before he realised he had less ahead of him. And he had another 11, 12 years of ministry after 80. He carried on. It was quite extraordinary. And it was a real encouragement. Part of the journey that we're going on with this one, actually, Simon, is called Not Dead Yet. And so encouraging, actually, all of us. I'm Jonathan Veira, not dead yet, but you're not dead yet. And so, and and actually for congregations.
I mean, if this is heaven.
Yeah,
Yes,
I know. We got real
I
problems.
assume I'm still alive. Yeah.
But it's also what was interesting at the end of the evening, the minister wrote to us, and he said, "You have no idea how apposite that was for the church, because
Well, he spoke to the arranger, the organizer, and said, "How did Jonathan know what was necessary? How did he know what to say? Because that was absolutely on point. It was amazing. It was just what we needed as a church." And
I did, and I felt it. And I think I've become more bold in these days. To speak in one true sense prophetically into a church that has become lazy. Where post-COVID, we don't want to get involved, and volunteering is down in general across the church. People are going, "Wow, do I need to go to church so much? I'll watch it online in my pajamas or in my jacuzzi. I'm sure that will make no difference." It's that kind of thing. And this morning we couldn't go to church, but we watched it and it inspired us to a day of study. Actually, that rather than just let it go, we thought, well, we've got an afternoon. Let's do some serious Bible study here. And it was so brilliantly invigorating. And I thought, actually, with people out there, you always have so much more that you can give. And it's the thing is that age limits people, doesn't they? Feel they can do it. But do you have such issues in your church or are they? I remember it well. It seems to be a lot of volunteers still, or is it well stocked?
No, and I think you're right. The church does look a bit different post-COVID, and I think I look at the older, it's like my age and up,
Yeah.
and they've been faithfully serving for years, and now they're not. And we tried different ways of engaging people. But yes, it feels a little bit like it's something you fit into your busy schedules rather than your spiritual home, really. Where you want to be.
Which is a different way of looking at life, wasn't it?
It's
I mean, when we were growing up, I felt actually that church was something. We always did 2 services. It was never. You might have had a sleep in the afternoon after lunch, but you were off either to lead worship or preach or to be part of it or just to be at the service. And you were part of that. And I think maybe, when the government says that there are all these people who are financially inactive and are working age people that have become financially inactive, I think that has affected, naturally, it always affects as the tidal wave hits, it affects the church in the same way. They were going, "Oh, well, look, I did that I was on the rota for 15 years. I've done kids' work and I'm tired. I've done it." Meanwhile, the Church of England Flower Arrangers Society organises a protest about. You saw that, and I thought, I want to shoot myself in the head, and I couldn't. I literally want to say, "Simon, what's going on?" Right, and it was that. But I do feel that part of what I've got to say as a man of my age at 65 is we are not finished till we're finished. We're not finished till we're finished. We want young people, but we want older people as well.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's very tempting, isn't it, to sort of take your foot off the pedal a bit when you play a bit more golf, But, I mean, my life verse has been Philippians 1:21, for me to live as Christ, to die as gain.
Yes.
And I think over the years, I've been challenged to preach both bits of that. So if I've got a reason for living, Paul says, there's work for me to do, I'll be hard at it. He was an ambitious man. And yet, I'm not here just for the amount of toys I can accumulate. To die is gain, because then I'll be with Christ. And that, for me, is the balance of living this life energetically for the Lord, but then death is a gain because I'm going home to be with Him.
Yeah, it is that. Well, that was all very deep.
It
How
was,
about I do something light-hearted like Old Man River? A real protest song, if ever there was
Before
one.
we go on,
What?
it was lovely at Chippenham to see so many people from the community. So thank you,
It
people,
was.
for coming. And yes, Victoria, I have forgiven you and Chloe for just surprising me by not telling me that you were going to be there and then just walking in as if it was all okay.
So it's all
But
okay.
you are off the naughty step and you are back in the bosom of the family.
But there were lots of people filming stuff and bringing him home and all that kind of stuff, which was lovely. And I had not been feeling like performing at all that day, and I had the cough before that. That was the thing. So I kind of felt, how long is this going to last? How long, O Lord, is the cry, isn't it? Is it Jeremiah or is it Amos? God, how long, O Lord? And I just thought, would you just let me have one day? So today, I mean, I've got a really long week now. We've got to get back into
Sorry.
what?
Oh,
Go
Jerry. Jerry's written a lovely
Jerry's written. Okay,
little ditty.
Jerry, can I just explain? Sorry, Jerry is our
Poet laureate.
poet laureate. Okay, when I say laureate, I use the term very carefully.
As you'll
he writes
hear,
limericks.
as you'll hear
Here
now.
it goes.
JV says he's got bits dropping off. Might be good then if he doesn't cough. Parts detached fall like swag into a carrier bag. What a sight, but let us not scoff.
Yes,
Nice
thank you
one,
for that, Jerry.
Thank you. Over to you, Jonathan.
And this one is for is it Sandra?
Yeah, Sandra suggested this. Great idea, Sandra.
Right.
Thank
I've
you.
got to sing the goodness out of this one. Okay, so here it goes. I'll see if I can do it. I haven't tried it today. Old Man River, that old man river, you must know something. Don't say nothing, keeps on rolling. Just keeps rolling along. He don't plant potatoes. He don't plant cotton. But them that plants them is soon forgotten. Oh, but Old Man River just keeps rolling along. You and me, we sweat and strain, body all aching and rags with pain. Tote that barge, lift that pail, you get a little drunk and you land in jail. Oh, I get weary and sick of trying, tired of living, and I'm scared of dying of an old man river. He just keeps rolling along. Just keeps rolling, rolling.
That was big.
Exhausted.
Glad you got your voice back.
Yes.
Yeah, but have I got my voice back?
I think you did then.
have. Yes, you
But
have.
it's very weird, this. It's like I haven't played the piano with my right. The fit hand, the arm feels dead. I wasn't giving it power in the right. I couldn't do from the arm. Do you want to come and play for me? He is a formidable pianist, ladies and gentlemen. And I was very naughty. I just asked him. He plays with the dots, plays Bach, and plays everything. And so it's a little bit intimidating him sitting here with me playing the piano. I'm just your ordinary, everyday superstar, and that's all I am. Now, I hope you enjoyed that, Sandra, and that's always a killer to sing. I first sung that way back in the days when I didn't know I could sing it. Actually, I didn't ever sing it because I didn't tend to sing. I remember a woman giving me. Do you remember she gave me a song of Negro spirituals because her mother thought that was what my voice was suited to. This is before I became an opera singer.
Oh,
It was Zena.
Oh, really?
Zena's mum brought in a book of Negro spirituals, and I looked it up. Well, I won't do that because what often happens with people of colour, they sing their songs and then you get stuck in that black ghetto of singing, or black or brown people singing songs like that. And I'd never sung it before. Unfortunately, I was never blocked into that. I did one performance of Porgy and Bess for the proms, and that was doing Jake. It's been a whole time coming. It's been a long time coming. And I remember going to the audition for this, and I turned up, and the guy said, the conductor, the director said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Well, I've just been. It was an emergency. It was a drop-in, and somebody had pulled out, and I was because they just trail through all the lists and the artists, people of colour." And he said, "No, we wanted blacks, not Asians." That's what he actually said to me. And I said, "Well," I said, "that's racist to start with." I said, "I'm not Asian as it happens. And my great-great-grandmother on my mother's side was black. So there you've got it. That's what you're going to get." And actually, they all just went, "Oh, all right then." So, I was in. But I was never allowed back in. I was never asked again.
Yeah, you were never part of the team, were
Never
you?
part of the team.
Not that
But they
team.
tour. They used to tour as a group and do Porgy and Bess because it's such a special... And, he mentions at the front of the opera that it's only to be sung by Negro singers. And so it's a specific command and it's a very difficult opera to sing. I remember when it was done at Glyndebourne and, Glyndebourne, and they in Lewis... Of course, everybody just outside Glyndebourne, this terribly middle-class place called Lewis, there they were, and of course descended, the chorus, everything, and these people were literally inundated. It was like South London, and they made complaints. We can't have all these black people here. It was hilarious. It was just wonderful to see it. So when you see the way people do, they like watching the opera. But having them in their locality was not. No, it was a very different thing. Anyway, let's sing. Ain't Misbehaving.
Okay, so this is for Eunice. Eunice, this is for you.
Yeah.
Little bird told me that you have broke both your wrists, not just one.
Is
but
this
two.
sorry? Is this no? This isn't. No,
Yeah,
this isn't.
no.
It's not Alec and Brenda, is it? No.
No.
No, it's
This
Eunice.
is,
It's
this
Eunice
is
and
Eunice, as in Eunice Warren, and it is. You broke both your wrists. Was it a little bit before your birthday on the 23rd of January? So I am so sorry, my dear. Owen actually says that you're walking around looking like a forklift at the moment, forklift truck. So anyway, this is for you to cheer you up. And it's also for Dan, Lou Day's son. And I hope that you're not misbehaving, Dan. It's your birthday on Tuesday, so happy birthday, Tuesday.
no one to walk with, all by myself. No one to walk with, that I'm happy on the shelf. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. I know for certain the one I love, I'm through with flirting, it's just you I'm thinking of. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Like Jack Horner in the corner, don't go nowhere. What do I care? Your kisses are worth waiting for, believe me. I don't stay out late, don't care to go. I'm home about 8, just me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Like Jack Horner on the corner, don't go nowhere. What do I care? Your kisses are worth waiting for, believe me. Oh yeah, I don't stay out late, don't care to go. I'm home about 8, just me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you, baby. Oh, I'm saving, I ain't misbehaving. Oh, I'm saving, I ain't misbehaving. Oh, I'm saving all my loving for you. That's quite fun, wasn't it? That's a great little bit of
Love Fat Swallow.
Fat Swallow, isn't it? Yeah. And it's quite a naughty song, actually. It's about him behaving himself finally for the one he loves. So he was a bad boy. But I went and sung that for a friend's son's wedding.
He did ask for it. He did ask for it.
It was, wasn't it? I tell you, right now we're going to make a very big leap.
Okay.
And we're going to go to Adrian, Go Rest High. Now, I love this song. When I was out in Nashville, do you know one of the things, Simon, I love about my life is that it's been so extraordinarily broad. It has. I spent 35 years at the kind of medium and then the top of opera for a period of time. And I met so many great conductors, orchestras, singers, kings, presidents, the lot. I did everything. And it was a wonderful time. And then there's another side of my life, which was then going around to churches and sharing faith and how faith interacts in the world of the arts and all of that kind of stuff. Doing work, trying to do intellectual work as well as to, you know, how that works, how you go in and play an evil part, how you portray evil as somebody who shouldn't know what evil is and all of that kind of stuff. And looking at all of that, I remember with Justin Briley, we did quite a lot of work on that together back in the day, talking about that. And then you come in and you start doing Christian recordings, and I swore I would never go into that world. I did 25, 20, 26, 27, 28 years ago. I thought I'd not do that. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to keep in my professional lane. I'll do television and radio and do that. And then Peter Martin, who was part of the record company, he said to me, when you sung this song, something happened. And it was King of Kings, Majesty. You know, King of Kings, Majesty, God of heaven, living in me, gentle Savior, closest friend, strong deliverer, beginning and end, all within me cries out in praise. Your Majesty, I can but bow, I lay my arms before you now. In royal robes I don't deserve, I live to serve your majesty. Earth and heaven worship you. Love eternal, faithful and true, who bought the nations, ransomed souls, brought the sinner near to your throne. All within me cries out in praise your majesty. I can but bow, I lay my all before you now. In royal robes I don't deserve, I live to serve your majesty. I live to serve your majesty. And that song became pivotal in changing that. Have you ever experienced anything like that? And you're like, where a pivotal thing changes your ministry?
I mean, probably several along the way. But one of the things I love about your story, though, is wasn't it Cliff Richard who sang "Why Should the Devil Have All the Good Music"?
Yeah.
You know that actually, you know, you can do opera, you can do Fat Swallow, and your Christian stuff in between, and you know, that's rich, really, because I think it gives you the sense of breadth and quality is what's important. And I think we all have different taste, but I think you cover the breadth of it. So I think that's great that you've found your place in so many different ways in that.
Yes, I just think all of us do. As you said, there must be loads of points, I suppose, at turning points for us all in our ministry, in our life, because I think actually it is a ministry, the whole thing. From start to finish.
Sure, yeah, and we'll talk about this a bit more. But for me, becoming a Christian in my late teens, I actually never had a separate call to ministry per se, because it was such a wonderful, stupendous thing that I'd found that my sins could be forgiven by Jesus seeking and searching for me, that I wanted to give my whole life to it. I mean, I did have a short career in banking and one or two other things, but actually it wasn't like I had a sort of separate Damascus Road, you will go and be ordained in the Church of England. No. But it's...
I was going to ask you exactly that question, actually, about calling, because a lot of people go, you know, they wait. We are very fond of the Damascene experience. We do love it in evangelical circles. we like tales of daring do, and rather than I often say to people when I turn up, I'm more along, weren't our hearts warmed within us, type of guy.
And that's probably, to be fair, that's probably most people. Most people are slow burn.
Yes.
You know, that it takes them a while to come to realization. And certainly, I mean, I hated my teens and look back reflecting that a lot of it was trying to come to grips with, apart from, you know, hormones and acne, but, you know, trying to come to grips with what does it mean to actually surrender to God, who I thought was pursuing me.
Pursuing, I quite like that. Sue, you know, we've been going to sleep every night, more or less, with the song "The Goodness of God." Yeah. Your love is running after me.
Yeah.
Isn't that a beautiful translation too?
It's good.
Running
the hound
after
of heaven.
Me. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me.
Yep.
But the idea of it running, God chasing after us and running after us. But did you had that feeling too, didn't you? When God got hold of you, there was something about...
Yes. I sort of looked at other people having an encounter with God and thought, oh, I haven't done that, and actually I would like to, and never looked back, really. It was... And
you felt the love of God pursuing you?
Yes, I did. And I sort of had a week of thinking I wasn't good enough for him. And
a
whole week.
Which is a lifetime.
It's a lifetime. It's a lifetime when you're 14.
Yeah.
and thinking that I had to do something else to earn his love. And then I was at a meeting. I was already going to the Christian Union, ironically. I was at the meeting, and the
What, in
at
university?
school. No, at school.
Oh,
I was
school.
at school, and the RE teacher was talking on Isaiah 53 verse 6, and I suddenly realised that I had a response to it because it meant something to me, that I was grateful to him, and that he loved me, and that was very special.
That's the nature of it, isn't it?
Yep.
It's life changing, and you there is always that fulcrum moment. But I think you're quite right. There is a kind of decision moment, but it might not necessarily be a Damascene in the Damascene way, blinded for a number of days, and I think that's fairly unique. Actually,
It's fairly unique.
Let's be honest about it. And very few of us were Paul and or Saul at that time, and so there's so many dramatic things about that story. I've taught on that story so many times, and I love it. One of the bits I love most of all is the fact that he goes, "Do you know?" He starts questioning God on. You do know, don't you? Says Ananias.
When
you
he
do
said
know
to
the
Paul.
when I want you to go to. You do know who Paul is, don't you? I love that. And God goes,
You do know he's persecuting us.
yeah, I kind of do know that, yes, which is the whole point. Now, I was going to sing for Adrian,
Yes, you were. That was quite a while ago.
so let's put it on.
Okay.
Go Rest High. Recorded in Nashville, Tennessee, and that's a beautiful song by Vince Gill. And this is for Ada over in Ventnor, in the Isle of Wight. I know your life on earth is trouble. Only you could know the pain. You weren't afraid to face the devil. You were no stranger to rain. So go rest high on that mountain. Son, your work on earth is done. Go to heaven and shouting love for the Father and the Son. Oh, how we cried the day you left us. We gathered round your grave to grieve. I wish I could see the angels' faces when they hear your sweet voice sing. So go rest high on that mountain. Son, your work on earth is done. Go to heaven shouting love for the Father and the Son. For Roy Orbison on my record. I love that. Oh, how we cried till you left us. We gathered round your grave to grieve. I wish I could see the angel faces when they hear your sweet voice sing. So go rest high on that mountain. Son, your work on earth is done. Go to heaven shouting love for the Father and the Son. Love for the Father and the Son. Skill about the death of his brother, actually. Very beautiful indeed. Apparently he did a third verse, and I think actually he sent, I can't find it now, you can put it online. I think Adrian sent me that third verse that he wrote later. He's now plays, he's now the lead guitarist, married to Amy Grant, the singer, and he now plays the lead guitar for the Eagles. And he's transformed the band into something. They all come to him as the spiritual guidance, and because he's a beautiful Christian man. I just want to.
He's articulate as ever, my husband.
Well, yeah, I mean, articulate if nothing else. And extraordinarily talented you missed out there, Sue, didn't you, my love?
And handsome. A slight guffaw from Simon there.
Yeah, yes. All right, Simon. Yeah. Calm down there.
Nobody managed to keep a straight face at that point.
I'm not known for my looks, and I can truly say
Well, you are known for your looks.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, yes, I do feel of a kind of a gang of two here, and all of you out there, right, being rude. I realise this face. It looks like somebody's.
It does look as if it's launched 1,000 ships.
I think it
hard.
And I shaved this morning as well. Look at that. I tried to look trendy because I knew you'd come in looking like $1 million, with your hair and everything.
Suave.
It's Mr. Suave, isn't it?
It was better when you had 2 pairs of glasses on.
Oh. Yes, I did have 2 pairs of glasses on. I do not have it. I used to be aware of image, They used to say, "Oh, Jonathan, you've got to get him in image," and I thought, I don't care. I was so not caring about image. Maybe that's why I was never a. What do you mean? I was a superstar. Stop it.
I didn't say anything.
Sue, stop it.
I did not say you were not a superstar.
Now I'm going to
do a lot of radio work, didn't you?
Yes. It's a face. It is a face made for radio, as they say.
John Batt says you're digging a big hole for yourself.
I know. John is right. Well, John, you're hardly one to speak. Now I'm going to sing this song.
Are you?
We this week I spent away with Paul. It's a new song, and I hope you like it. I think it's quite apposite for the times that we live in, and he'd written this song, I think, many months ago, but hadn't got a tune for it. And I'm quite known for my tunes with him. As you know, I did Still You Speak and things like that, which was Still You Speak, if only we would listen through the noise and chaos of our lives. Anyway, he went out. He said, "I'm just going to go and sort something out for 5 minutes." He said, "Just have a look at what you can do with this." So I just sat there and I thought, oh, well. And I tried it in B flat, and it was a bit too high. It was high for congregations. But I thought, it's a bit of a follow-up to God of the Moon. as an idea, because for listening songs, I'm afraid he's one of the best. You've got to say, and this is what I came up with, and tell me whether you think you like it. It's kind of a mix of country meets, I don't know, everything. No, that's not how it is. To bring hope to the hopeless, the poor and dispossessed, healing for the outcast and oppressed, to speak out for the voiceless, to stand up for the right, to see beyond the darkness to the light. God of justice, God of truth, God of grace so deep and free, God of mercy, God of hope, let love be real in me. Let it flow like a river from the mountain to the sea. Let your love be real in me. To be comfort to the broken, to help those who are in need, to give shelter to the homeless refugee, to bring peace where there is violence, love where there is hate, speak out the truth before it gets too late. God of suffering, God of joy, God of all that life can be, God of heaven, God of earth, let love be real in me. Let it roll like a river from the mountain to the sea. Let your love be real in me. God of justice, God of truth, God of grace so deep and free, God of mercy, God of hope, let love be real in me. Let it roll like a river from the mountains to the sea. Let your love be real in me. Let your love be real in me. So it's the first stub of it. It's not
Well, that was very much appreciated. Lots of hearts, lots of lovely comments. People really, really liked that. Really liked
it.
it.
The person I'm most after is, of course, the hymn writer out there. Is he in tonight?
Reverend Hill. He's travelling back from Holland. He is in, but he's probably doing something else. He's probably listening, but not able to comment.
Did you like? What's your initial response to it as a song?
Yeah, I mean it's great. I love what he writes, and
yeah, you can hardly ever.
But yeah, I mean, let love be real. Was it? Yeah,
let love be real.
Let love be real in me. Gareth Hill says that's really lovely, JV. Love the lyrics and the sentiment. Bless you. That was our hymn writer.
That's our hymn writer, Gareth
Sorry,
Hill.
Simon.
He's written some.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying you.
No. I mean, I think that yes, people are looking for that reality of love, aren't they? And you can only find it in God, and he's great at bringing that out in the lyrics. And it's very, it's very honest, isn't it, with the tough life that people are facing.
And I think particularly now, with it hits a zeitgeist, I think there is a strange feeling at the moment abroad. And I feel it quite deeply when we go around to churches. There is a fear. There's a fear. There's a smell of apocalyptic times, which can't escape you. I don't know if you're an eschatologist as well, but we were brought up on this stuff, and I think we're in such unsure times. The world is on a kind of a rocker. It's on. People are standing on. You know that there's a plank and a barrel, and people are trying to stand on this thing, and they don't know. Iceland, is it not Iceland? Greenland,
Greenland?
you know, here we go, exactly that. But all of those things,
Yeah.
and so people are saying, politically, where are we, and therefore strategically, where are we going to be in 3 years' time? All the major organisations saying MI6 preparing for war, the drums of war being beaten. But the likes of you and I, in my 65 years, and Sue's 76 years now, what?
All right.
Sorry?
Just because I was rude to you.
But we've heard them in the distance, but they've never really affected us, and they're starting to talk about it affecting us.
That's true. And I think, there's a lot of talk, isn't there, about Gen Z and their reawakening in searching for faith.
Yes.
And I think it's partly the political moment we're in, which we all feel. But I think it's partly also the sort of the cynicism of a new atheism that says, there's nothing beyond the now and whatever. And I think younger people in particular are saying, actually, let's give this thing another go.
Yeah.
And our church, like many churches around the country, are seeing 18, 20-year-olds and the students up the road just turning up in church and starting to ask faith questions again.
Tell us about that.
Well, I mean, I would say that every Sunday there's somebody walks in almost literally off the street and says, I want to give this thing a go. Some of them come on to Alpha or Christianity Explored afterwards. Some of them just sit there and lap it up, talking to an 18-year-old who came and dragged a relative along, about 3 or 4 months ago, and always quizzing me with great questions afterwards. And we've seen a lot of students as well from Royal Holloway with us this year. Vibrant Christian work going on up there. I was speaking at their CU 10 days ago, and I would say they had 50% more than last time I'd spoken.
Gosh.
And they're also engaging on campus as well. They're they're
Not
hosting,
frightened to.
hosting evangelistic events. So it's great. So it's exciting to see. So,
It is very exciting to see, and I think actually that I'm very what we see when we go around. I said it before, where we had one Pentecostal. This particularly affecting Pentecostals and the Roman Catholic Church. This we see that, but it's happening in quite a lot of evangelical Anglican churches, where people are walking into it and just seeking God. I came across one. We did a young lad walks in, saw me advertised. He was only 20. Walks in, sees this, comes to it, comes up to me afterwards and says, I want to know how to become a Christian. There and then he follows me. Some 6 months later, we're in Cheltenham, miles away. He has to get a bus a long way away, and he gets a bus and he turns up. He says, he said, ever since it happened, I've gone home and I've taken my dad, and one shall tell another, and he shall tell his friends, and so there is this lack of cynicism that there was in our everybody was the God delusion and all of that kind of stuff was around, and people said that the media went, God, the BBC, religion, particularly Christianity, and so rejecting that, but nobody knew the Bible. Young people, we went to a church in Loughborough, and it was a Pentecostal church, and I said to the youth leader, so how many have you seen? He said, oh, we went, we've gone for it big time, and he said, we had 200 young people come to Christ last year.
Wow.
200. He said, not just people who put their hands up. These were people who are being discipled currently. So you say something is going on.
Definitely. Yeah. And I think, in the history of revivals, we're not there yet. There's definitely a stirring, there's an awakening, and we pray that God will bring it to a full harvest.
Wouldn't it be great?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great? And if it was in our lifetime, it would be a wonderful thing. Let me flatten that. I'm going to just get rid of that. I don't need that anymore. But I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry, any comments, Sue?
Yeah, lots of people said that they loved it, loved the lyrics, loved the tune. It's just got great potential. I'm going
to do this song, and then I'm going to hand it to you, and then we're going to talk to.
Okay, which one are you going to do?
Which is, I think, not to be. It was going to be to go.
How about Can't Run Away?
Yeah, okay, Can't Run Away.
And this is for Chloe. Chloe, it's
And then I'm
your
gonna join you.
birthday on Tuesday, I believe. Or is it? Yes, Tuesday.
This is a
3rd, I
song
think. So
written
happy birthday
by-
for Tuesday.
Happy birthday. And you can put it on, darling. It's a song written by Dave Cook and Judy Mackenzie Dunn. And I recorded it 26 years ago. Unbelievable. I can ride on the wings of the morning. I can fly to the ends of the sea. I can hide in the sands of forever, but you will keep following me. I can laugh from my ivory tower, making plans for how great I shall be. I can sleep in my dreams of the future. Even there you'll be following me. I can't run away, I can't hide away, I can't find a way from you. You have the words of life. See me and know my heart. Help me to stay and live closer to you. I could fall to the land of the dying, but your love will be bound to pursue. I could hide until darkness surrounds me, but the night could not hide me from you. I can't run away, I can't hide away, I can't find a way from you. You have the words of life. See me and know my heart. Help me to stay and live closer to you. Mike Horton on saxophone. I can ride on the wings of the morning. I can fly to the ends of the sea. I can hide in the sands of forever, but you will keep following me. Can't find a way from you. You have the words of life. See me and know my heart. Help me to stay and live closer to you. I can't run away, I can't hide away, I can't find a way from you. You have the words of life. See me and know my heart. Help me to stay and live closer to you. Closer to you. song from right the way back, 26 years age. It's the song that keeps going. Can I just, before Sue does the announcements, then I'll go home and talk to Simon, that I'm so grateful to all of you who gave to keep this work going, which has been a ministry for so many people for so long. And we couldn't do it without your help. And that is the truth, actually. We love to bless people when they come. And if we can, and also just keep this thing running. We just had a bill for about 600 quid for all the software that we've got to keep it all running. And so thank you for your generosity. How much was it then? Was it?
It was about 300.
Oh, all right, then I just thought I'd add 300
Just double it.
to it. Sorry,
Sounds more impressive.
that is inaccurate, and I'm a fraudster. It's 300, all right? It's 300, so forget all that. But thank you, because your generosity does keep us afloat.
It does.
And this term is filled with some really exciting people. We've got Bryn coming in. We've got Sue Rinaldi coming in. We've got Paul Field coming in now. Field is coming in May. To do a lovely little concert here for us in the room.
So are we going to open it up to other people?
I think we're going to open it up to people to come. We have an audience in here now with us, the chairs. So we have about 10 people in here. And it's just a wonderful little mini concert. And it is one of those wonderful things that I just thought, I had a moment of inspiration. I thought, let's do it. And people have so enjoyed being here. We did it at Christmas. We had 5 players in here, absolutely crammed solid. But it was just a magnificently entertaining event, and people were really helped and blessed by it out there. And so we thank you for your generosity. That's all I wanted to say to you. Sue, over to you, my love.
Me, right. Okay, so as we told you, we've had fantastic time last week. Chippenham, we're looking forward to a couple coming up in February. We're doing one on the 21st at Staines Prep, and that's in Laleham in Staines in Middlesex, and that's going to start at 6:30, so slightly earlier start. And that's part of the mission that's going on for several churches linking together. So that's going to be a great evening and a great setup, nice theatre there. And that's the 21st of February. And then 28th of February, we're down in Devon at Hope Church in Dawlish, which we're looking forward to very much. And then we mustn't forget the fact, I'll come to it in a second, that we've got in April, we've got our away day. And away weekend actually, but yes, we've got. We'll go to it now, shall we? Yeah, that's great. Thank you. So yes, we're away the weekend of the 24th to the 26th of April. You can stay on to the Monday if you wish. Leave after breakfast on the Monday. That is also an option for you. And it's very much a first come, first served basis. So if you haven't booked, please do so. And you need to go directly to the hotel and talk to them about it. You just give them a ring, say you're wanting to come on the Jonathan Veira weekend in April, and they will get you sorted out. They'll tell you how much it's going to cost you, etc. So we are so looking forward to having you all there. That's going to be such fun. We've got a couple of things coming up. I've just realised that I've not put something else in for June. So the beginning of June, we are going to be doing a week in North Wales, in Conwy. So we'll put that up there as well. Something like that. So a week in Conwy in Beechwood Court. We've also got a concert happening on the 27th, is it, or the 25th down at Millmead? I can't remember which one it is now. No, the 26th, we're in Westcliff-on-Sea. Yeah, something like that. But I do honestly know what's going on. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. And then we have our music week at Thornley Christian Hotel over in Grange over Sands again, and that's the end of July, beginning of August, and that's always a fantastic week of lots of fun and lots of music. And we look forward to seeing you there. So, yes, let's move on to have a look at the Steinway dates. What a wonderful programme Jonathan's been working on so hard. So we've got Simon with us tonight, which is fantastic. And then on the 15th, we've got lovely Benny Hayward, who is a lovely young man, a singer-songwriter who's full of interest and passion and so on. So looking forward to the 15th with Benny in here. Then the following week, we've got Yvonne Tullock coming back in again. If you remember, she runs a charity called At a Loss, and she's going to be happy to take any questions that you have. So if you let me know what the questions might be, And that would be fantastic. And she's very happy to do a sort of a bit like a phone-in kind of thing, but not a phone-in, if you see what I mean. But yes, that's on the 22nd. And then into March, on the 8th, we've got Professor Keith Brown coming, who's a fascinating man who's advised and written a lot of speeches and so on for politicians, and is a genuinely fascinating man. And Jonathan's really looking forward to having a natter with him. And then on the 15th, could you keep it down over there, please? Yes, please keep it down. On the 15th, we've got the opera evening back by popular demand. The opera evening with the students are back in here again as an audience. And then on the 29th of March, we have the lovely Sue Rinaldi coming in, and we are opening it up to people if they want to come and see Sue in the flesh, as it were. In here, they can be part of the audience. So no flesh showing, no. So yours or hers. So if it's certainly not Jonathan's. So that's the. Sorry, I can't resist it tonight. The 29th is Sue Rinaldi. And then in April, the 12th, we've got Bryn Howarth. So that will be fantastic. Another open evening for you to come and be part of the audience. That is a wonderful occasion. Those of you who've done it know how lovely it is. We all gather for tea beforehand and have a good old time chatting with each other. And then we come in here and enjoy the evening. And
then kind of demob at the end, don't we?
And then have
It's
a lovely
all
time
with
talking
the
and chatting and eating more afterwards. Then Jeff Lucas is on the 10th of May, which will be lovely. He's always very good value. We're looking forward to him coming in. So, my days, that's exciting. Lots going on.
And in May, Paul Field.
I know.
Well,
I just need to talk.
clarify
yeah,
that.
we need to clarify dates. So the Got a Friend Trust, you're now on screen, so you tell them about.
Okay,
the
Got a Friend Trust. Everybody now, I've got to move on to this, but the Got a Friend Trust, for those of you who don't know, exists for those people who need. This was formed a charity, but some time ago now, and supported by you, the members of this group, paid into, and we've given nearly 100 gifts and grants to people, from things like beds to washing machines to things like that. We can't pay your mortgage for you, but what we can do is we can help you with sudden, unexpected costs, and we're here to help you. Sometimes it just takes a bit of swallowing pride and just saying, I need help. You see on the screen, you see what you can do. You contact there. Or if you're a little embarrassed by that and you find it difficult to say something, contact me directly on Messenger, please. On Messenger, Facebook Messenger, that's what it's for. Me or Sue, and we can pass it on to the lovely Adrian, the chairman of the charity. And as you know, we have 4 trustees. I can't go anywhere near it for legal reasons. And so the fund is administered by these, who is an ex-CEO leader of Debenhams, a judge, an ex-vicar, and a finance lady. So these are people who look after your welfare. So if you'd like it, please, and if you'd like to contribute to the fund, then please do. For anything £1, we don't care. As you know, it's the maths of multiples. It's how this community has survived for so long, for nearly 5 years, against all the odds, and we hope it will continue to survive as long as we're around to do it, and as long as people like Simon will come in and talk to us and be a guest. So that's what I have to say. The other thing I have to say is that to George Rogers, the lovely George, who I didn't know that you knew, Simon.
Hi, George.
Simon, there you are.
Hi.
Hi, George. And there was, that your fame goes abroad, George. But you asked for me to sing "I'll Walk with God," and this afternoon I came in here and worked on "I'll Walk with God." From this day on, His helping hand I lean upon. Oh, big operatic classical singing. And what I've got, I had 4 pages, and I started with 4 pages, and I now have 3. And nobody in this room, not Simon, nor Sue, nor Rachel, who's in Barrow Furnace, knows where the 4th page has gone. In the space between. There's a thief going around here eating 4th pages. And I just apologise to you because George, of all the people on this community, George is a gentle soul. And yet a soul who is firm in the gospel, and I love him for his ministry, and it brings everything to this community, George and Bonnie together. So many of you do that, and George, when we were away on that lovely day away, you were there. And so, it's been lovely chatting along the way with you. I think it's much nicer to do it that way. I find, to do it naturally with a guest rather than now the formal interview.
Yeah, exactly.
It always feels slightly odd, doesn't it? When yeah, exactly. You're waiting for your turn, and we don't like to do it in the room here. The guests are always just relaxed, and they're friends, and they always come out saying, "I wasn't going to say that," but that's what we aim for.
Yeah,
We aim for disclosure.
Get it out of me.
Yes, exactly. Well, I'm not going to wheedle anything out, and you say nothing you don't want to say. We've got you here, ostensibly to talk about the book, because I met you, and I'd seen that you'd released the book, a commentary, and here it is. I'm just going to mention it many times on Exodus, and Rachel has got it in the. Where's Rachel got it fixed?
I shall put it up in a minute.
Yes, put it up in the mix. The book, I've got it here, and it's a tome of about 300 pages or something? 390 pages, something like that. And so you want it to be read as a book, not just as a commentary, don't you?
That's the level I've tried to write at, accessible, so that I think you could, because it's got the Bible text in it as well. So I think you
could alongside it, yes,
read the text and then have some commentary on it.
Yeah. And I think I would recommend that. It's a kind of it's not. It's so commentaries. I was brought up with the kind of F.F. Bruce commentaries. They're dense. They're when you're diving into them, you kind of you're thinking, and it's like reading Berkhoff's systematic theology, and you're ploughing through, and you're thinking, where was I? Yeah. It's like reading a legal document. But this
is very unfair to F.F. Bruce.
Well, no,
he was quite readable, to be fair.
And he was, and I say he was a member of the Brethren. Yeah, so I say it as he was one of the only what I would call respected theologians that was a member of the Brethren. So I loved him. No, I loved him, but there were times I lost concentration. But this, I think, is written. I think you've managed to. One of the critics said this. You've managed to kind of write it in a way that's scholarly, meets the test of the old text, but combines it with the challenges of the life that we're living now which I think actually is a very apt description. Is that what you aimed for? Was that?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, there's obviously you can always go a lot deeper. And some people can go a lot deeper than me. There's lots of scholarly work on Exodus, and then obviously I'm mostly a preacher, so you would then trying to popularise it again. But I think this series, actually, of which there will be the entire Bible, is really for preachers, for your thinking Christian who wants to go a little bit deeper in their faith, but not have to learn the original languages necessarily, and not have to read all the dense commentaries. So that's the level.
And that are you a speaker of Hebrew?
No, I'm not a speaker of Hebrew, and to be fair, I'm not an expert in Hebrew either. I know how to use the tools to get to where I need to be, and I was chuffed to be asked to write on Exodus. I mean, it's the greatest book in the Bible. I mean, in my
it's the fulcrum, isn't it? It is.
So I was really honoured to be asked to write on it, and I do so really as somebody who has done quite a lot of reading, but primarily wants to make the truth accessible, living, and applicable. So that's the level at which I try to write, really.
I think, and it comes across in that way, actually, rather than just cold and scholarly. I think that's to be tucked away on a shelf.
I mean, we're all wired very differently. I mean, I've got colleagues of mine from Wycliffe and Oxford days who couldn't think of anything they'd rather do than to go in the Bodleian Library and squirrel away and to study, which, to be honest, is brilliant.
Yes.
But they'd be happy to stay there. Whereas there are others who are very popular in their communication, speaking into the moment all the time, and none of us can go from there to there. We're all sort of somewhere
along the line. Yeah.
But I think I personally always want to be stretched back that way, to make sure I'm back in the books, to make sure I'm reading widely and thinking. But actually, I want it to work on the ground. I want to teach my congregation this stuff and hopefully help them there.
Okay, let's just go back a bit, and I just encourage all my viewers today to, I'd love to hear some questions from you. So keep an eye open, will you please, for any questions from people out there who might be interested. They may not be, but they may want to just be listening. But take us back a little into your academic life and what did you start as? What did you start out as?
Well,
back in the Channel,
yeah,
the Channel Islands, isn't it?
Yeah, so I was brought up in Jersey, church-going family. Although, as I hinted a few minutes ago, I became a Christian in my late teens. Never really completely rebelled against it, but didn't come to personal faith till then. Up until that point at school, I was bone idle, basically. I had no motivation. I was very motivated by music, actually. I was also very motivated by the sea.
Yes.
But study didn't do it for me. And it's actually all part of my testimony that becoming a Christian all of a sudden made me want to study, and I've been a bit of a slow burn. I mean, I've done lots of part-time study alongside ministry and other things. And I mean, I've taught at Wycliffe Hall for 10 years, but I don't consider myself an academic in that respect.
That's interesting. Let me stop you there. So you've taught at Wycliffe Hall, which is quite a formidable place. It's quite a centre of learning for theological terms. But you don't consider, is that being humble, or is it being?
No, I mean, I think I have an inquisitive mind, and I love to read, and I love to. So I've got a rubbish memory for most of what happens in life, but I've got quite a good memory for what I understand.
Right.
So, and I think that for me, reading and studying is all about learning, understanding more. And also related to that is that I tend to find that I write myself clear. So some of my colleagues at Wycliffe, they would teach a course and teach a course and teach a course and then eventually write it up. Whereas for me, I find I gain clarity through writing. So I'm always working on something, and I'm the main beneficiary of it, to be fair.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, that's.
Hold the mic up a bit. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Hold the mic up. Yeah.
So yes, I like. I like writing because it's a way of arriving at clarity. And usually, first sort of draft of stuff is rubbish.
Really? You never find it. I quite like the first stuff I write. I find it quite fresh, but I'm quite conversational.
Yes.
So in my writing, whereas this has to be slightly more.
Yeah, and I sort of tend to, a little bit like eating an apple. Really, I tend to you go round and round and eat a bit more until you get to the core. So I find that my first draft. Sir Anne Lamott, the famous author, and I won't repeat what she says because it's a bit rude, but she basically talks about your first draft is not very good.
Not very good. I get it. Yeah, I get it.
And that's true. But she says you've got to write it because that's where you start.
Yes.
And
refining.
We all start with what you got, and then you work away at it.
Yeah. Okay, so you didn't consider yourself an academic, and yet somehow. The college asked you to start teaching there. What was that about? What happened?
So I've always done a little bit of a hybrid role alongside sort of vicaring, done some studying and some teaching and some writing over the years. And I've kind of always found myself, because I'm now back in a church, after 10 years of Wycliffe. So I've always found myself a bit torn. So when I'm in an academic environment, I'm itching to get to a congregation.
Yes.
Whereas, of course, now back in the congregation, I still want to write and to teach. Because I think for me, it is all about wanting to think clearly and deeply about things, but then to be able to communicate them a bit further afield.
Yes, because I'm going to say something kind of... maybe it's controversial, maybe it isn't, but there's very little doctrine that is not applicable applicable to the church. There's very little doctrine that isn't actually applied to our lives in some way or form.
Of course.
Would that be an accurate statement?
I think that's absolutely true. And I think that what I think the preacher's job is, which is what I'm primarily am, is trying to help people join the dots so that they can take it out into life. And it's not enough to assume that people automatically make those connections. I think you have to help people see how it works for their world.
Yes. So the role of a it always seemed to me to be the one who gets the ideas and forms the ideas, to disseminate that information down to the general public. That is the key. So the idea can be up here, but unexplained. And the idea of the academic is to think it up. The next roll down is for the teacher to take it, understand it, and apply it. Take it and teach it, and then for the person to apply it. But there often is a gap, isn't there, between?
Yeah, I mean, there are some gifted people in this world, like the Tom Wrights and people like that who inhabit the academy, but actually, he's fantastic to listen to at a very accessible level.
Yes.
But most of us find it difficult to span that whole gap. You're right. Most of us lean upon the shoulders of others to learn and then try to communicate it as far as we're able to others.
To others. But do you find how have you found that as a vicar? You were a vicar when I met you in Wimbledon. I can't even remember why. I think, did I come and do something?
Yeah, you
at the
did a
church?
concert for us.
Was it how many years ago was that?
That was more than 20 years ago.
It was early days.
Yeah, you were a young man then.
Yeah, I was, wasn't I? But I remember you then. And were you excited about the idea of writing then? Had you thought about it?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I mean, the first book I wrote was published at the end of the 90s, so I have written. I've written for a while,
How many books have you written?
6 or 7.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So what? Okay, just give us a kind of a.
So the first book I wrote was on Christian marriage,
Right.
and that was actually seeking to popularise what I'd done in my Doctor of Ministry thesis.
So that was your doctorate.
Yeah, but it was a very popular book. I mean, it starts with a chapter on Shrek at the beginning, it says, that kind of thing. So it's very deep.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was trying to distill theology. And then I wrote something in John's Gospel on the lives Jesus changed in John. So
Very
the love and
practical.
life.
Yeah.
I wrote something on preaching. I wrote something on stress. Stress, the Path to Peace, which, interestingly, most people want to talk about.
Stress, the path to peace.
Yes. So what is
Go on.
how do you manage stress? So very, very simply, for me, the definition of stress is what we experience when we feel out of control. Okay.
Yes.
So that will be different for you and for me.
Right.
Because we all have different areas of competencies and different areas of capability. And so basically the book says, should I be in control? Yes and no. What do I do when I feel out of control? Well, praise the Lord, I've got a God who is in control and in whom I can bend my will to his. And then some practical stuff about how you deal with online life and things like that.
Wow.
And in the process actually of slightly editing it with a little bit more on the impact of social media and anxiety and all that kind of thing.
This is one definitely for people. What's it called again?
Stress, the Path to Peace.
Stress, the path to peace. That's one for a lot of people out there. Let us clearly an accomplished author, accomplished writer. You've done a lot. You play tennis rather well, I understand. You're basically a bit of a kind of a multi-talented fella.
Yes, jack of all trades, master of none, some
Well,
might say.
Yes, but you and I, we do. I think this is what we do. I'm a public speaker, but I'm not there. I'm a singer, but I'm a bit of everything. But I think that actually that Botham figure, Botham in the cricket team was held to be a star because we need our all rounders.
Yeah.
And I watch people like David Pawson today. Pawson was just kind of almost single-minded in his teaching. I saw a sermon by him in '83 this morning, and that was so single-minded. But you've come to this book. Let's talk about this book because this is an extraordinary book. This is the Sunday school. Every Sunday school story you've ever heard is in this book called Exodus.
Yeah.
Right? From Moses. It's all about Moses, basically. Pharaoh's. It's about bulrushes. It's about burning bushes. It's about commandments. It's about tabernacles. It's about the glory of God dwelling in his people. It's about rescues. It's about seas parting all over the place. It's a God when God is active. It's a God who is active in the world. I mean, much so. I mean, physically active, showing his power in the world.
Yeah.
And it comes at that time, just after Genesis. When we read the Bible, it seems that Genesis, and then it comes to Exodus. 400 years where God has not been physically active according to records. All right, so as we see it, so Exodus comes. Why Exodus is what I'm going to say to you.
So why did I write on
Yeah.
Exodus? Oh well, actually, the simple answer to that, I was invited to do so. So that's the main thing. But of course, I was delighted to do so because, as you rightly point out, I mean, it's a stonking good read.
Yes, it is.
And it's such a formative book because, as you rightly say, you know, God's people are captive in Egypt under the weight of slavery. God raises up Moses, very reluctant leader initially. And actually, as you read through Exodus, Moses grows on you because he becomes more and more identified with the people and less willing to give them up. And God uses Moses to confront Pharaoh through the cycle of 10 plagues, climaxing, you know, in the death of the firstborn and the Passover story. We can get into all of that. And it's the paradigmatic rescue account. So basically, my very simple summary of Exodus is that God knows how to rescue his people. And, you know, you see what I love about it is that you see it unpacked throughout the whole of the rest of the Bible. So John the Baptist looks at Jesus and says, "Behold the Lamb of God who take away the sin of the world." Now, he might have Isaiah 53 in mind, but I think he primarily has in mind the Passover because the lamb is slain as a substitute instead of the firstborn. So where the lamb's blood is put on the lintels, God passes over. And when you come to John's Gospel, John seems to play around with the timing of the Last Supper and the crucifixion, whereby I think he's got Jesus standing before Pilate being declared innocent, just as the Passover lamb has been declared faultless before the high priest. And he will be the Passover lamb who will die to save the sins of the world. So I mean, the story expands and expands and expands. You know,
And the old covenant, the new covenant meeting at that point is just going unbelievably, isn't it? Because it's about covenant God at the end, isn't it? It's about that.
So it's the same God, you know, who rescued in Exodus, who rescues in Christ on the cross. But obviously, you know, when I'm teaching the book, I mean, I try to remind people that it is narrative. So it is a story that I believe actually happened. But it's also got the foundational laws. So you have to work out, you know, how do those apply to us today? It's got some wonderful poetry in it as well, you know, in Exodus 15, and you know, and it sort of unfolds as being this sort of great master plan that God has to rescue the world.
That will do, won't it? Well, thank you very much for coming in. It's been lovely to see you. Oh boy! Look, I'll sing a song. We're going to come back and delve into. I want to ask the question of you. I don't care about the colour of Pharaoh's thingy just before we let them go. I really don't, but I do care about who is Moses. I often, you know, a portrayal of Moses, for me, one of the figures in history that nearly everybody, if you say, "Oh, Moses," people know who Moses is.
It's true.
They know.
Well,
Go down Moses.
Watch the Prince of Egypt.
They have exactly, so they know something about it. We're going to sing "God of the Moon and Stars." If you put the backing track on, I'm going to go across the piano, so cut me off here. Any comments, Sue?
Yeah, people are enjoying it very much. People are buying the book. People are, so yes, it's hitting the spot, Simon.
Who's this for, Sue?
This is for lovely Martin Nordell. So Martin,
Lovely
this
Martin.
is for you.
God of the moon and stars, God of the near and far, God of the fragile hearts we are, I come to you.
God of our history, God of the future that will be. What will you make of me? I come to you. God of the meek and mild, God of the reckless and the wild, God of the unreconciled, I come to you. God of our life and death, God of our secrets unconfessed, God of our every living breath, I come to you. God of the rich and poor, God of the princess and the whore, God of the ever open door, I come to you. You're God of the unborn child, God of the pure and undefiled, God of the pimp and pedophile, I come to you. God of war and peace, God of the junkie and the priest, God of the greatest and the least, I come to you. God of the refugee, God of the prisoner and the free, God of my doubts and certainty, I come to you. God of our joy and grief, God of the lawyer and the thief, God of our faith and unbelief, I come to you. God of the wounds we bear, God of the deepest dreams we share, God of our unspoken prayer, I come to you. God of a world that's lost, God of a lonely, lonely cross, God who has come to us, we come to you.
extraordinary song. Every time I sing it,
It is wonderful.
Lovely.
I just think it's one of his best ever. And I think he just manages to get it right, doesn't he?
Well, as Jerry's just said, he said it shocks one to remember that God is for all, without exception.
Yes. I know, because I always often say, if I was God, I wouldn't choose me. You know. Sorry, did you want to? Were there any questions? Anything that's come
No,
up?
they're fascinated. They just want to hear more from Simon.
Who's Moses? Tell us.
Okay, so I mean, Moses. I'm quite conservative in my views of the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible. I think they're written by Moses, apart from perhaps the account of his own death. Probably didn't write that bit. You know, and there's been lots of stuff over the decades of JDP and carving up the Old Testament. Whereas much more sympathy to saying actually there is a single author, I believe inspired by God.
Yes.
You know, who wrote this. Moses actually is much larger than life in Exodus. So you know, we meet him first being rescued from Pharaoh's evil intent, trying to kill all the baby boys. And you remember Moses is put in a basket
Remember that?
amongst the reeds. And interesting, that word's interesting because it's only used one other time in Genesis, and it's the word for ark. It's the same word. And so there's a deliberate echo there of the God who rescued his people through the ark is now rescuing this baby for a purpose.
Oh, God.
And then he gets...
Language is important, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's wonderful to discover those kind of things, isn't it? Yes, and then he gets brought up really spanning both the Pharaoh's household, so with the Egyptian learning, knowing their world, but also as a Hebrew baby, looked after by his own mother.
Yes.
And his first faltering attempts, you know, at trying to reconcile two Hebrews, but killing an Egyptian who was fighting, somewhat unsuccessful. Then Moses's chief encounter really is with God at the burning bush. And you remember he's looking after sheep, and he sees this sight of a bush that is combusts.
Yes.
And he turns aside because the key thing about this is that it's not only burning, but it's not burning out. And he comes to meet the God who reveals himself as the Lord, Yahweh. This is the God who I am who I am, or I will be who I will be. The God who gives of himself without expending himself. The God who's like that burning bush who actually burns with an intense fire without actually burning himself out. And so then Moses then comes up with all these excuses. You know, he's not eloquent, and the people won't follow me anyway, and I didn't want the job anyway. And so God provides Aaron, and he gives him this task, some signs, and then goes and performs these signs before Pharaoh, and you have this repeated cycle. Then leads the people out of slavery in Egypt. They're a pretty rebellious, recalcitrant lot. And they take rather longer than they should have for that short journey. As you well know, 40 years wandering in the wilderness. And Moses
It reminds me of a trip around the N25 one day. I did,
that's very true. About the same length of time, probably.
No manna. No manna at all. I looked and there was no manna.
No, just a Burger King.
It's fine.
And so, I mean, I think it was D.L. Moody who once said that for 40 years, Moses thought he was nobody. For 40 years, he came to appreciate that he was somebody. And then the last 40 years, he realized what God could do with somebody who was a nobody. So he's a bit slow burn there, which I like, because I'm a bit slow burn myself. And what I appreciate, there are a couple of things that are incredibly impressive about Moses. So he goes up sprightly up and down the mountain more times than scholars can work out. Meeting God, becoming an intermediate. Exactly.
No ropes.
No. Yeah, and carrying 2 stone tablets, for goodness sake, half the time.
I mean, that does occur to me.
Exactly.
It's some kind of supernatural things. I mean, a rucksack. I mean, what was going on? How big were these stones? I mean, to be...
Oh, they were, sort of that kind of height, probably. He might have had Aaron to help for some of it, but anyway. So that's impressive. You know, he was this intermediary between God and humanity, and he glowed and had to cover his face because somehow the intensity of God's glory was shining off of him. So that was impressive. And I think the other thing that I find very engaging and winsome about Moses is that He didn't want the job in the first place. He eventually, almost reluctantly, decides that he'll do what God tells him to do. God does use him, but the people still are not that fond of him, not surprisingly. But then, as time goes on, Moses kind of more and more identifies with the people. So you might, remember that he and Aaron are up the mountain again, talking to God. The people are down. It's Moses up on his own because they're waiting down, for him. And they're waiting for him. And they say to Aaron, "Where's this man gone? Where are our gods?"
He's always up with it, yeah.
And so Aaron takes the gold off their ears and perhaps what they plundered from the Egyptians, puts it into the fire, and look what it's not my fault, Gov. Out comes this idol, And Moses comes down and is furious.
Golden calf time.
Exactly. And stone tablets get broken. And the thing that really impresses me about Moses at this point is that, God's anger is burning against them for their idolatry. But Moses says, okay, I realize they've stuffed up, but I'm sticking with them. If you're going to judge the people, then wipe me off the face of the earth as well and let them go. And so how much he's moved from very reluctantly into the role, but by the end, he is so identified with his people. And I think the humanity of that story, alongside the amazing divine encounters, is encouraging for every leader, really. The way he identifies with God's people through thick and thin.
Yeah, and I think actually I love the idea of this reluctant Moses. And, how many prophets in the Bible were reluctant, the Jonahs of this world, reluctant storytellers, sort of forth tellers, people who were God says, go and tell them. But Lord, do you know? Look, do you know what they're like? I know what they're going to do. Yeah. Do you know what they're going to do with this? If I tell them that, do you know what they're going to do to me? And I think that there is that, but I love that because it is human. And they're not all these shining examples of perfection who just go, you know what, yes, and I heard and I obeyed.
Exactly.
Which
you need to be wary of the people who like to do it.
Yes, who want to go up, climbing up the mountains, and then come out and but what with Moses, I always found that I did feel ambivalent. As a child, 14 and 15-year-old studying Exodus, because I did back in the days. And I have to say to you, in all honesty, I have not read Exodus for ages. And I think it's something that we don't just dip it. I hadn't. No, I just haven't done it. And I can't, I'm deep into the kind of the minor prophets. The major prophets is one thing, but the minor prophets always had that they were small and, well, they weren't physically small, but they were smaller and had something concentrated to say. Amos, you knew where you kind of were with him. And the books of the Bible, the smaller, the Philemons and these surprising, the Tituses, these kind of people that just go, you can read their book in a couple of minutes, and you can go to the beginning and end and see the central point why they were there. But I haven't read it, and I've forgotten how good it is.
Well, and of course,
and how Moses was.
Beginning of February, many people started with a great gusto to read the Bible in a year. And by the time, we get to the end of February, they'll all be deep into Leviticus, which is often the time that Bible reading schemes tend to collapse. But it's a difficult book to read, isn't it?
It is
a difficult book.
What would you say to people who start so well in Genesis? They get the story. Genesis and Exodus is a great story. It's a little bit of kind of Dickens, isn't it? It's a page turner. And when they get to Leviticus, what do you do?
Yeah, obviously, there's lots of tricky stuff. I think, and it's there in Exodus too, a lot of it is to do with how do you read the law. So, So, obviously, the Ten Commandments are in Exodus chapter 20, but then you go into what's called the Book of the Covenant, which is lots of details
on the law,
of spots and, curses and all that kind of thing. And scholars generally say that, the law is made up of three parts. So you have the moral law, of which the Ten Commandments is a major part of it. Yes. And we believe that the moral law continues to abide because God does not change. Then you have the civil law, which is a lot of the stuff we trip over, really, in, say, Leviticus, which is very much based for the land that they're about to go into.
Yes.
And so that actually doesn't apply. It may give us examples, but it doesn't apply to us today.
No.
And then the third part of it is the ceremonial law, particularly the sacrifices and whatever. And then, of course, you read a book like Hebrews and you see that they're all fulfilled in Christ. And I think that threefold distinction of the different parts of the law is one way to help you get through the end of Exodus and into Leviticus.
Yeah. But it's worth ploughing through. And Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers. Pentateuch is it can be difficult.
Indeed, it can.
But in fact, I think Exodus, this book, look at the time. This book is going to make it. Can I just ask you one thing before we go? What is your rescue? Is the word really? It's the divine. It's the great divine rescue. You started out with that. What would you say your favourite bit in Exodus is? If you had to kind of narrow a bit down and say, when you came across it, you went, oh yeah, I love this. You know when you do in a book, you go, oh.
Well, one of the things I often say in response to that question is that when God thinks something is important, he says it more than once. So, he doesn't put a highlighter over it or put it in bold or italic like we do in our books. But if something's repeated in the Bible, it shows its importance. And you've got a couple of examples of repetition. So one is in the Ten Commandments themselves. So the Ten Commandments occur in Exodus chapter 20, but they also occur almost the same in Deuteronomy chapter 5. And that gives you an indication that's quite important.
Yes.
Within Exodus itself, you have the near exact repetition of the instructions for the building of the tabernacle. So, which takes up 5 chapters. So 5 chapters almost exactly repeated. And you feel it's slightly redundant. Yeah. But again, it's important. And it's important to be understood for what they're about to do. It's going to be the tent, the mobile tent, that will eventually become the temple, and then you can build all of that. Yeah. So, and I think those bits of surprise there. The other thing that I've found very helpful is comparing the 10 Commandments in Exodus and the 10 Commandments in Deuteronomy. And as you well know, they are almost the same.
Yes.
Except for the motivation for the 4th commandment.
That's correct.
So the motivation for the 4th commandment in Exodus is because God spent 6 days creating the world and then rested for a day. So you should rest on a day of rest. Whereas in Deuteronomy, the Lord God brought you out of slavery in Egypt. Yes. Therefore, you should have a day then you celebrate his rescue. And that actually, surprisingly, has quite a lot of relevance for us today. So we want to say to the world around us, you are made for a rhythm of 6 in 1. So work, broad definition of work, and rest, because you're made and wired that way. And there have been various experiments have failed to do it differently. But to the believer, you want to say, actually, the whole sort of Saturday to Sunday in the early church was because you celebrate the fact one day a week, in which you remember that Jesus rescued you from slavery to sin by dying on the cross. So, I mean,
this is good, isn't it? That's what I was going to say to you. It's a good thing to remember, isn't it, Sue? When we were, so many people, I said it the other day, so many people going, oh, well, but you don't have to be a Christian. You have to go to church to be a Christian. And I can watch it at home on my iPad or something, or in my jacuzzi, or in my pajamas, worse. And I'll turn off the bits I don't like. And so, and church isn't for me. And I said to people, church is not easy. I mean, I remember a guy going to his mum and saying, look, I can't do it, Mum. I cannot go to church anymore. I just don't like it. Well, give me 3 reasons why I should. She said, well, it's a Sunday. You should go to church, and you're the vicar. Yeah. So, but actually, that's a lovely thing to leave people on. For those of you who are thinking about going back to church, haven't been back to church since COVID days, I think it's time to go back to church. I'm going to say that to you. I'm going to invite you to go back to church. And if it means you missing this show and you have to watch it later, if you want to go in the evening. I mean, a lot of churches don't have evening services anymore, but in the morning services are available to people, usually 10:30 in the morning. Go and meet people. Go and see and meet with God's people. Why do we go to church? What is it for? What do you say to your congregation about coming to church on Sunday?
Well, it is to remember Jesus' rescue, and we do that corporately. We're part of a corporate body of people. And you might say, you do it for other people as well, because they need one another. But there's something about the corporate identity in sung worship, the encouragement of a people together, sharing lives. It's not something we just dip into and dip out of. The vision of the church is that we share our lives in Christ together.
Yeah, I think that's good enough. Goodness, it's funny, isn't it? You have 45 minutes an hour to talk about stuff like this, and you can't even touch. It's not a no.
Yeah.
And in some ways, you can either have a preaching series about it, which I have been tempted to do, and to Jonathan Veira Torch too. We've done, but we're doing podcasts, and I think actually it'd be good to get you in to do a detailed kind of talk about one aspect or two aspects of this book, or any of your chosen. Actually, it would be quite good to have you in again to talk about stress, and that would be an interesting book for people. Very, very applicable. I want you to go out and buy this book. I'm going to encourage you to do it, please. Not to put money in the back of his pocket, because he doesn't make a lot. We don't make a lot out of books. No. These are academic books in general, and so money is not made doing this. I don't know how much you make per book. What do you make out of Amazon? It's barely.
No, it doesn't.
Hardly.
It
doesn't. Just a few quid.
Don't get out your day job.
No, and it's the same for us. And you don't make that money out of records these days, and books you get a £5 out of a tenner. That's it. That's what you're doing. So you're not going to make loads of money. But it does. What we do it for, and what he does it for, and what we do and record and all the rest of it for, is to bless you, is to actually increase your life in Christ. That's the idea. Is to make your life worth living here. Worth living not just for you, but for others around you, so that you can minister the grace of God to others more ably, so you can be more equipped to do so. And what is going to church, it should be about being equipped. David Bracewell used to say, my job is quite simple. He said, you used to have to send us out in the world in the power of your spirit to live and work to your praise and glory. If I've done that, I've done my job, Jonathan. He used to say that.
Yeah, off you go.
Off you go. He said, there's nothing else. That's it until next week. Because you've got to go out there and live the life. And that life is tough. And for many of you right now, we know life is tough. And I want to just talk about Lynn just for a minute. Because Lynn and Jim have been on the edge of life, literally, of the existential, for the last 5 years since we've known them. Diagnosed with cancer pretty quickly, soon after, or was it about then? Yeah. Then we had it. And Lynn and Jim have been faithful servants of God for all that time, beautifully kind to other people. Jim just can't do enough for you. He had a serious injury himself, and yet even during that time, still maintaining it. And her update was recently just that she is stable. And I said online, we thank God for the word stable when it comes to a cancer diagnosis. And we pray also too we also think of Adrian going through this. He's got his a chat with the oncologist tomorrow, who's the chairman of the charity, and he's a great mate of mine, Adrian and Nicola over in the Isle of Wight. And we think of you tomorrow, mate, as you go ahead. And so many of you who've got issues and things happening in your life. For Cindy, who's had to cancel operations. And we realise that we are a bunch of people in need of God's help all the time. That's a reality. That's the way it is. And I was only talking to somebody sent me a little, Emil sent me something today, so about this kind of, the erroneous teaching of word of faith ministries, that if you once you're saved, then you're healed, and that's it. You don't have to endure anything else. If you are enduring it, it's a blockage. It's your fault, but you're healed. And this heresy, and it is no less than a heresy within the Church of God, has left so many people on the floor. And we state from here, this is not part of what we believe. And we believe that we support each other. And part of what we do here is support you in your lives. That's what church is meant to be doing. And supporting people in their lives together through joys, through sickness, through pain, and through unto death. that's the job. That's been the job of the church. And we exhort you to and encourage you all to just be involved in that ministry. You don't have to be ordained to do it specifically in a church. You can just do it. As a lay person, you can go out and you can do that. You can do it where you are with the people next door. You can go out and minister your God's grace to people who don't know him. That's the idea. That's the... Oh, I think I've finished my little sermonette now. And I've had enough. And I think it's time for you to go home, isn't it? In the wet. Like you might be staying here tonight.
Yeah. Oh, travel north.
Thank you so much, Simon, for coming in tonight.
It's been fantastic,
thanks.
Simon.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
inviting me. It's
A
great.
pleasure. I hope you'll come back and you'll do another. I think and we can. I love that idea of the book on stress. That would really that would help me. I've got
I wrote it to help me.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's about
It's the
it,
best
isn't
kind
it?
of book to write.
I'm going to sing a song. Go peaceful for
Yeah,
Paul
you're just going to
Field.
play it on the piano as opposed to the backing track
I think.
because it's 2 minutes to 9 now.
Yeah. So I'll play it on the piano and I'll be done.
Yeah.
And I apologise. So if you could just move the camera.
Yeah. Well, I can't. Rachel will.
Oh, Rachel will.
I'm a bit
Here I
stuck
go.
on the cameras tonight. I can't make them work.
You
so-
can't make them work.
No, for some reason.
All right. And this one is specifically tonight for Paul Field. Is it for anybody else?
Yes, and actually, because we didn't sing what we wanted to sing for her earlier on, this is for Rachel to say happy
Oh.
birthday, Rachel, for Monday. We love you lots, and
Rachel, I'm so
we will
sorry, love.
also include you as the dedicatee for this as
Definitely
well.
for this one, the Go Peaceful. And it's Rachel as another one of those. Her husband P has been in and out of hospital, and she's just been an absolute stalwart, looking after him at all occasions. There's my tablet time. Should I take?
Yeah, quick, take those.
I'll take my tablets.
Yes.
Oh no, have I left them inside? May well have left them. No, I've got them.
Okay.
My kidney tablets. I'll just.
Yeah,
I
that
should
kidney
always
needs a
take
bit of
those on
help at the
time.
moment.
Yeah. The first time I had to take them, I was in the middle of how great they were, so I stopped, took them, and carried on.
Well, Moses would approve.
He would. Thank you very much. I'm
Here all week.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Here we go. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for a particularly spiritual week this week. And we encourage you for this particularly spiritual week in the week that lies ahead for us. I've got a dentist on Wednesday. I've got if you're up, I'm
Radio
doing a
tomorrow.
BBC radio interview tomorrow at 12. Just talking about my life and stuff, and I think that's it really.
So on
Uh,
BBC.
BBC on Radio Surrey and Sussex, and on Wednesday, Tuesday's University again. Gosh, I've forgotten that's come round again. So we'll be playing lots and lots of classical music, lots of opera and classical music. So here's, until then, it's Go Peaceful in gentleness through the violence of these days. Give freely, show tenderness in all your ways. Through darkness, in troubled times, let holiness be your aim. Seek wisdom, let faithfulness burn like a flame. God speed you, God lead you, and keep you wrapped around his heart. May you be known by love.
be righteous, speak truthfully in a world of greed and lies. Show kindness, see everyone through heaven's eyes. God hold you, enfold you, and keep you wrapped around his heart. May you be known by love. Can you just say a final blessing for us tonight, Vicar?
Thank you, God, our great Redeemer, your friend and our Saviour. We bless you, Lord, that you've been with us. We know that we can trust our lives to you. And please, may we go with you this night. In Christ's name. Amen.
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 Thank you, Simon. What a great guest. Round of applause,
Fabulous.
please, and
Yes.
everybody. Thank you very much. What a lovely evening we've had.
We have.
And Sue, thank you for being there. Thank you, Rachel in
Yes,
Barrow,
thank you for Rachel for driving tonight.
driving the show tonight. And we look forward to catching you in 2 weeks' time.
You do?
I think
15th
that's
is
it.
when we're on.
And we can't wait. And I think the
Yeah.
next show, when is it on, Sue?
15th of February.
15th of February.
So
Where are we? Oh, yeah,
join us there. We've got
yeah.
Benny.
Oh,
Benny
yeah.
coming in.
No, that's right. That's right. Okay. God bless you.
All right.
Keep well.
Love you lots.
And
Keep in touch.
see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.